Welcome back. We are continuing our conversation, and we're going to be looking at Twitter, and also we have an audience here at the venue. They'll be posing questions to my panelists in a short while. Just before the break, Minister was explaining to us, responding actually to some of the accusations that have been leveled against her, and perhaps some of the political play that's happening ahead of big decisions that will be made at the end of the year, and also saying that everybody has to take their fair share of the blame. An affidavit was put in court recently that the Minister put through to the Constitutional Court. And just before we go to our audience, I don't know if we can get a microphone to the CEO of the South African Social Security Agency, Mr. Thokozani Magwaza. You're here. If I could just ask you, because you're going to the Court as well, aren't you? It seems that you're not entirely convinced that everything that's in the Minister's affidavit is entirely correct. So we have this challenge now where two affidavits are going to be before the court. Both cannot be correct. So what are you concerned about?
Thank you so much, Peter.
Can you stand so we can get it? Oh, no, we can see you. Don't worry. We've got the camera. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Peter. I'm not too sure whether I would like to comment here on television on this thing, because I've just written a letter to the Chief Justice and the Concord, because there are things that are on affidavit that I'm not too clear about, that I think are inaccurate, that I feel that I'll need to be given a chance to give the side of my story on the whole thing, because it becomes unfair if I'm being accused on something that I think that really is not supposed to be put blame on me. That's the reason. So that's why I don't think I'm comfortable.
Too much. Okay, perhaps, what about sharing blame? That's one thing that Minister has said. Do you take some of the blame, about the delay in getting back to the Constitutional Court despite getting legal advice?
I think it will be clear on my affidavit what is it that I would like to put
you're going to leave it to the court,
into the public, and the things that have happened from the time that I walked in at SASA at 1st of November up to now. So it will be fair to me and fair to the public that I will give in that space if the court so wish that they will give me the chance to do that. I'm not comfortable in saying it right now.
Okay, all right, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for your thoughts, though. Let's stay on the floor, and let's go to Mxoli Sipiri, who's on table number 10, who's got a question.
Good morning to you, everyone. My question is, firstly, I would like to applaud the Department for delivering on their promise. I think it deserves a round of applause.
Okay.
As South Africans, we should stand together in unity.
All right, so we're having a challenge with your microphone, so I'm going to try and get another microphone to you. And whilst they get the microphone to you...
Oh, Mike.
Yeah,
yes,
there we go.
Mike is here again. Like I was saying, as South African, it's time for us to stand in unity. Even if it's dark, for us not to start jumping when there's a crisis and we all start jumping and pointing fingers, especially in our leaders. We need to stand together, because as young people, we get confused a lot by this, who said that, and they do say, and you don't know who's who, because we are just watching through the media. So it confuses us on the ground. So can we have real leaders that discuss issues behind the doors and they come up with one solution? Now, my question is, what is the government doing to empower young people to make sure that they don't depend on these grants and we don't have this kind of crisis, having 10 million running because they depend on these grants and whatsoever? Thank you.
All right, okay. Let me go straight to table number 7. I think we'll find Solani Mashaba.
Thank you, Peter.
I think you'll have to take that other microphone.
Thank you once more. Let me start by commenting and appreciating the minister for being a leader that she is. It's not everyone who can come out publicly and say, I take the blame. I should have put a finger there. For acknowledging that, I think you deserve a round of applause. Peter, let me just try to be short and on point.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, why didn't the minister at first consider giving this SASA tender to post office? And then furthermore, I would like to know again, what is the long-term plan now, seeing that we have survived this debacle, what is the long-term plan going forward? Okay. And then let me just comment and say, I would appreciate it if this tender is awarded to post office, because it will create more jobs for the youth of South Africa, and then it can also help to eliminate the money that we are paying to social grants, as my leader has said there.
Wonderful. Table number 5, Becky Gumbi.
Thank you so much, Peter, and your panelists. I wish also to add in congratulating Minister and her department for just achieving unqualified reports or unqualified audit opinion. But the few questions, one is covered, is with regard to the time given by the court. One would love to know how far in terms of preparation are they going to achieve that within that 12 months given. And we wish to emphasize this post office or post bank thing. One would feel that it would be a last long solution in this problem of social grant payment. Thank you so much, Peter.
Okay, all right, so there we have it. I don't know which one you want to tackle first. What are you doing to empower young people? Let's start there.
Thank you very much, Peter. Just briefly, Brenton spoke about the alignment of our programs. And the first area that we should address is that when a young caregiver receives or is a beneficiary, she must or he must have access to employment, access to skills development. And that there is no link between the two. So that in itself makes it difficult for young people to follow up and to continue looking for jobs and also for skills development. This is just part of a comprehensive social security. But also young people, as we've been trying to say, that the new approach is not just about transactions. It is about ensuring that at a community level, we create opportunities for young people. One suggestion that we have made is that maybe we should ring-fence an amount of money in the grant and ensure that everyone buys food at a community level. And we want to ensure that we work with young people. There are many unemployed graduates in South Africa, as well as young people that are interested in business. So we want to work directly with them. But also, that creates more opportunities for our people who have community gardens, smallholder farmers, just food for families, subsistent food for families, buying a part of the food, and also buying from black farmers, transporting the food to the warehouse, and from the warehouse to the health shops.
So throughout the supply chain, you're going to try and involve. I'm going to try and rush us a little bit because of time.
Yes.
South African Post Office, is that part of the solution?
It is part of the solution. But also, there are cooperative banks wherever we are. And I must say that the first thing that we did when we briefed the advisory committee was that the post office should be part of this program. And because they did not have a license, they had a challenge. And therefore, now that they have a license, they must look into themselves, get ready to do the work with SASSA, but not take over the responsibilities of SASSA.
Okay.
One other thing that is important, all departments must work towards strengthening the post bank, because it is already the government entity that has to be strengthened.
Okay, all right. We're going to take another quick break, and then after that, I'm going to ask you, Warwick, how far down the line are we from being fully prepared for SASSA to take over? Okay, stay with us.